Hey everybody, happy Friday. So this is actually the end of our Middle Ages unit. Believe it or not, we're already done because we only have 1 week left of instruction, and then the last week of school is just going to be some fun activities and things like that. So basically, we're wrapping up. We wrapped up the Middle Ages yesterday with a little enduring issues review. Next week, we're going to focus on the all the civilizations we studied by doing some different review things. One is kind of a more enduring issues review with questions to answer, and the other one is more of a fun type of project that you guys will get to choose from. And basically, I'm just going to kind of give you 3 or 4 days to work on that next week, and then it'll be how we'll review for the end of the year. But what you guys learned this week was, when you talk about the Crusades, which were the Christian military expeditions to recapture the Holy Land. So the idea there was to have control of the area that the Christian religious figure of Jesus was from. And so the Christians basically invaded the Middle East. And the only real successful crusade was the first one. The rest of them were all failed. And a lot of that had to do with lack of organization from the Christians, from the European Christians, lack of strong leadership, and then also the fact that they were traveling from a very, very far distance. And the Muslims were simply, the Middle Eastern Muslims were simply a little bit more advanced. They had better technology because they didn't go through the Middle Ages as bad as Europe did. And so they ended up winning the majority of these wars that were fought. Then you guys also looked at the Black Death of the bubonic plague, which was the world's worst ever pandemic, in which hundreds of millions of people died in Europe over the span of a few years. But the Black Death, the bubonic plague, definitely one of the most well-known things about the Middle Ages. And then what brought Europe out of the Middle Ages was the Renaissance, right? The rebirth of learning and looking at art and things like that. And the idea of humanism, which was basically just trying to encourage people to achieve great things as humans. And so Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, Donatello, so basically the Ninja Turtles, that's definitely where they got their names from. They are all these Renaissance artists, and a lot of you guys definitely picked up on that. It's an absolute bias towards women during that time period, that they weren't educated, didn't get a chance to do art. That's why all those Renaissance thinkers were men. So for today, there's really no assignment other than make up any work that you might need to make up from this week or any week before. And then other than that, we're going to have an optional Google Meets today at 12 o'clock. We're going to do it at noon, 12 o'clock today. So come with your questions to ask me. I will also have questions to ask you. But other than that, I'll see you guys at optional 12 o'clock Google Meets.